the next mod in the peanut harvesting series is going to be the actual harvester for the peanuts themselves. So in the last video I was showing you off the digger, which the digger is in the windrower category right here, and there's the KMC digger right there. So in order to find the next one that we need, the harvester itself, it's going to be in harvesters category under combine harvesting. And then if you scroll down, there are two different versions of that. So this one right here is your normal one, which is goes 8 miles an hour and holds 24,000 liters of peanuts. And then this one is the high speed and Unreal version, and that one will go about 11 miles an hour, and then it will hold 50,000 liters of peanuts. So I'm going to go with the regular one for now, and I'm going to go ahead and buy it. And so now again with this one, you'll notice that again there are no errors in the log or warnings at all for this. You can see when it loads, and then you'll be able to see when you have it in your games, you'll be able to see that there's nothing there for that. This one, so this one's 150,000. This one was not as bad as the digger. This one did not have as many errors as the digger did. It had a few for sounds and whatnot, and the trigger for unloading it was like way off. It had to park like 10 feet away from it to actually unload, but that was easily fixed. So this one, yeah, definitely wasn't as bad and didn't take like complete rework like the digger did in the last video. Alright, so we'll hook this up, and with this one, you'll notice again that this one, the hydraulic hoses are all connected. Those actually look like they work pretty well. The PTO shaft connected, the drawbar, again, no problem with that. That works there as well. So this looks definitely already, like visual wise, is looking a lot better. You can see the hopper here for the peanuts that are going to go in here. This whole hopper is going to flip up when we unload them, and then the dirt is going to come out like these little vents or pipes here. They're going to have dirt coming out of there for that. So when we're harvesting them, or picking them up, I should say. All right, so let's drive this over to the field, and we'll drive this over, and we'll be back after it gets to the farm. Here we are back at the field, and we're going to drive this over to, or back at the farm, I should say. Now we'll drive it over to the field, and we'll see how this works. Again, as you guys, I said in my last video, make sure that you keep the digger well enough ahead of this harvester, only because it does spread the peanuts a little bit wider, and you want to make sure that you get all of them when you pick this up. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the field here, and we'll start. And again, just like with the last one, there's no tricks to any of this. There's literally put the thing down, lower the implement, or lower that head down, hit the X button, or well, I'm using an Xbox controller, so, but just turn it on however you turn it on, and just drive, and it will work. So let's get let me get this course play set up here, so we won't do any headlands, and we'll go ahead and start the job. And you notice what happens. This is gonna go, and it is picking up the peanuts. Now I did notice a little bit of a graphical glitch with that when it's picking it up. It almost seems like I think it's a Giants thing as far as on the ground, because I don't think these are actually on the ground. If they are, maybe it's leaving like the slightest minuscule amount. But here's how it works. So again, you can see the peanuts going into the little conveyor belt here, and then they are getting picked up, and they are going into the hopper here. And I want to see what happens, so we can watch this here for this, and then you can see the dirt going out at the bottom here. Pretty cool. You can see like the smoke coming out of the back of it. And again, that you notice how that like disappears when you get closer to it. So I think it might be a graphical thing. I don't think it's actually leaving any, but again, you're gonna have to plow these fields anyway. So yeah, so this is picking it up, and if you remember from one of my last videos, the yield on peanuts is going to be between peas and green beans. So we put, I think peas was at like a 0.96, and we put, and then green beans was at a point like 7 something. So we put this at a 0.86 for peanuts yield. So because we found that in real life it yields somewhere in between. I know in previous maps that the peanut yield was just insanely crazy, insanely high. And so we did lower that way down because that's not how it's supposed to be in real life. So we tried to mimic a lot of this as it is in real life. So there you go. See, it gets to the end of the row. Lifted it up. It's going to back up, and then it's going to make that corner. Get rid of that. Sometimes course play with its backups, or it does back up quite a bit. You know, maybe doing a headland might not be the worst idea on this. But yeah, here's this going. And again, remember, I have the version that holds 24,000 liters to it. What I want to do is I want to try and see how the unload works with this. So there it goes. And again, you notice that it missed a little bit on the end there. Again, maybe doing a headland, or, and it did pop, the digger does pop out some, as you can see, off the field. So I might have to go back and do that. But again, this is why you want to make sure that when you're picking these up, that you keep the digger well enough ahead of the harvesters. That way you're not having the diggers spill out anything on the sides that the harvester will miss. It's pretty cool. Watch from the in-cab view. Turn around. Very, very cool. I love how we have this equipment now for FS25, because in 22 we just used like a grain header. Having this equipment is actually really what they use in real life, so it's pretty cool. And then with the swathing ability that they built into the game this time, we can kind of set it up, you know, similar to that, but still make it work with this equipment. So this is very cool. So while that is going, I'm gonna go to my tractor over my 9RX over here with the, and I'm gonna grab that, my auger wagon. Where is this thing? Here it is. So I'm gonna grab the auger wagon that I have over here, because I want to just make sure that this can unload. I was testing it earlier with the truck, and it was unloading great into the truck. I want to make sure it'll unload. It should, in from the auger wagon, or into the auger wagon, I should say. So I did set up Peanuts to work with that. We'll zoom in a little bit here to get that. What is going on? Oh, missed the hitch. There we go. There we go. Grab this guy and bring him out. So yeah, so like I said, with this, we might have to go and clean up some of the ends here, or do headlands. I mean, I guess you could do headlands with that too, right? That would probably work even better. Probably doing some headlands, so that way it doesn't miss those end spots there. I mean, the digger did go off the field in certain spots too, so just because of how it started with it. All right, so we're gonna unload. We're gonna set this up to unload. So we'll do target position of here and here, and then a field position here, and then we'll go ahead and start the job. So we'll get this guy to wait for this to be full. So this is gonna take a little while to get filled up here. It's at almost 8,000 peanuts here. So we'll let this go a little bit, get filled up, and then we'll come back. Alright, so here it comes to go get the peanuts here at 70%, and see what happens when this unloads. And I just got this before it came in, but see how that whole thing just tips right up and unloads right into there. We might need to do a little bit of an offset on this, well, when you're doing the auger wagon, but look at that. It's unloading pretty cool. And actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the speed of the unload on the high speed version just to make it unload a little bit faster. But yeah, there we go. And just make sure that this is going to continue here. There it goes. And that's going to drop this back down. Perfect. And there we go. Look at that. It's working great. Alright, so guys, this is the peanut harvester. So now you've got all your peanut equipment complete. So you have the digger to dig them up, harvester to pick them up off the ground once they've dug up out of the ground, and then they unload right into the auger wagon like so, like, you know, or you can have a trailer or whatever, you know, whatever you want to do. So yeah, so anyway, so thank you everybody for watching, and the next thing, well, I should say before I say thanks for watching, the next thing is going to be a peanut factory. We're gonna bring back Planters peanuts with some additional products in it. So I have the building all set for that, so that's going to be the next thing to come out probably sometime over the weekend, I would think. But yeah, so anyway, but thanks again for watching and enjoy.